Hello, everybody. Um, I don't know how many people follow the full moon astrology stuff. The moon is really important when it comes to life, and the moon has many, many things it does for the planet and everything else. So, a lot of people understand its significance. Same with astrology, and um, people like doing different kinds of ceremonies. So I'm not sure how many people really follow or participate in that. Like I say, if you're a witch, every time there's a moon, quarter, full, partial, black moon, or whatever, you usually do some kind of ceremony. And I know lots of groups like that. When I lived on Denman Island, there was all these different witch groups, and they were always going out doing different things. There was one group that was trying to call down the moon. It was an ancient ceremony. They wanted to bring energy and things. I think they were praying to different gods and stuff. And for some people, you would have felt the moon yesterday. For other parts of the world, they would feel it more today. So, and they call it the pink moon. And it's in Libra, and Libra is about justice. So, understanding that with the moon, there's Chiron, there's a few other things. You have to look at astrology and you have to see these things because this one with Chiron is the wounded child. So for a lot of people, their child wounds, people are showing up from the past, different things, people are activating, and it's bringing up different kinds of angers or undealt with resentments or bitterness or something. And this moon now can help you to really, really heal these different issues. And this is where, like I say, you'll start learning because you live in an ocean of energy: positive, negative, happy, sad, sexual, distorted, angry, frustrated, joyous, exhilarated, whatever you want, it's there. You know, sometimes it's high octane, sometimes it's poisonous gas, but you're always moving and swimming in and out of it. You think of a fish or a whale in the ocean moving around. Well, human beings, even though we're out on the ground, we're still swimming through all sorts of things. If you're in a city or a town, there's so much things that go on constantly around you, and you're everybody's in survival mode from the day you're born until you connect with the universe before you leave. You're in survival in some way. Most people are in survival when it comes to money. And everything wraps around the idea of if you don't have money, you can't survive. You can't be happy. You can't do this. You can't do that. So they never ever get out of this survival when it comes to money. Other people, they're just stuck in health. So they're constantly trying to find a way to be healthy because somewhere inside them, they have this paranoia that they're going to get sick and die. You know, some people will believe that they need $1 million so when they get 60 or 70 years old, with that $1 million, they can do everything to keep themselves alive and healthy. So there's a survival issue in everyone, in every way, in everything. There is so many things that come from past lives, so many things that are from childhood. You might have had a grandmother or grandfather who were in the dirty 30s, because there was a lot of people back in the 30s and 40s that their whole lives collapsed in the United States, Canada, all around the world, and they lost everything. In World War One and World War Two, the country of England was bombed, and a lot of the people there got this belief that they had to do things for the future, so they instill that in their own children. Even as little children, they don't realize that programming. Their fears they pass on, and then the children and the grandchildren, and down the line it goes. But there's a survival issue of a non-trust, a non-belief, you know, and in it all, with the wounded child of Chiron, or Chiron, Chiron, Chiron. Those things are in there. All of us carry things in our subconscious. But we never want to look at our childhood, especially if it was bad. But Chiron really does everything to bring this up. We avoid looking at terrible experiences, other kinds of things that made our reality. And so this pink moon is all about that in Libra. Libra is justice, balance, finding what is truth. And this moon wants to heal people. So if we're still up to the next 4 days, because they say 4 days before and 4 days after, this energy affects everybody. So the whole idea is, I understand this. Now, what do I want to heal? What do I want to be done with? I don't want to just shove it over here and pretend it doesn't exist. I want to go in here and clean this up somewhere. I want to be okay with my past. I want to look to the future and I want to create my future. But I don't want these loops coming in where I'm just back in my past, stuck somewhere. You're sitting with people in some living room and everybody is happy and everything's going on, but you're stuck in your memories. You're living in your fears. You're terrified and scared. Something has brought it up and it's bringing up your own anger, your own issues, whatever it is. And stuff like the moon and Chiron and other things can do this. That's why I tell people, learn astrology, figure astrology out. It's your story. And you can understand how things work and you can help others. The more you help others, the more it helps you, and you become a storyteller. You share things from your own life. It's like all the suffering Jesus went through, all of us know what he went through. Like if you watch a movie, Passion of the Christ, that's an insane movie to watch. Even I was shocked. When I left the theater after that movie, as soon as it came out, I'm like, I'm going to that. But when I walked out of there, I was like, oh man, what that individual endured, what he went through was truly beyond what people understand. Because the movie, The Passion of the Christ, is just his last days. It's not about his whole life. Yes, Denny Jackson, you didn't come on the Zoom meeting this morning. Nan was there. There was a few people. It was really good. Kurt, he's here on the TikTok live too. He was there. A few other people. So this is where I always say, what are you putting up here? How are you using this machine? How's everybody around you trapping you, implanting, sending you things to keep you stuck? How are they affecting your different energies? Each one of your family affect you in different ways. Just because they're family doesn't mean they gotta love you or do anything nice for you. But people always want to save their family. They always want to save their mom and dads. Always want to save their children. And it's a good thing to do if you got children in rows, to watch movies and cartoons with your children so they can have happy things, good things in their mind. Yes, the inner child is important to honor. We don't honor our inner child. We don't honor the scarred up, pained, distorted, twisted little soul that survived. We treat that very, very badly. I learned to let mine in. I learned to feel, and I learned to allow it to be safe. I don't fight with it. I don't argue with it. And it is part of you. You can't separate it. But people think they can get rid of it. People think they can hide it. People think they can change your names and all kinds of stuff that their past won't exist. Very cool, Rose. It's a good movie. Yeah, I like being a kid. Cindy will see me, people will see me playing puddles and things, even how old I am. I allow my child to come in and I allow him to be happy. And I allow my child spirit to come in and work with me throughout whatever I'm going through. Because your child spirit created your whole life. People don't believe that, but it's the truth. Because children look into the future and they look for what they want in their life. What kind of a parent, what kind of friends, what kind of different things are going to do along their path. And when they find that thing, they lock it in their chakras and these people and things. And one day in the future, all of a sudden, there you are. And when you were a child, you saw that and you made it happen. Cindy says she's going to create a class on fear. So you guys got to start joining Cindy on this class of fear. Maybe you'll share your fears with her. And you all work together and help one another understand how to heal that. That's really cool, Kishan. You're experiencing things that you never saw before. That is cool. And that's where the doors are opening for a lot of people. A lot of people are going through lots of stuff. And you created it all before you were born. Now that you're in your body and you're conscious, it's that reality plays out. And this is something you learn and you grow. When you get older, you start realizing many things. I never forget things from my childhood. I can go back in my mind and look at things that were told to me and shown to me. Things my granddad told me that would happen along my path in my life, and they came true. So, trying to understand the moons and it being Libra, like I say, if you understand Libra or you're a Libra, sun, moon, or ascendant, this is your moon. To honor it, like I say, you got 4 days to do things to get the universe to help you to heal and release things. And I read a really good one on it about Chiron and all these different things with Aries and that. And with this Libra moon, it can do some really big, amazing things. And I will do that. I'll share stuff on Instagram or I'll share it on TikTok with people. And I'm like, I just feel you need this, so I'm going to share it with you. Some people, they never bother with anything I share with them. I'm like, okay. And if you don't want me sharing things with you on TikTok and Instagram, just send me a message. Just say, look, you don't need to share with me, and I won't do it. It's really, really plain. It's really, really simple. It's like me coming over and knocking on your door and wanting to visit, and you don't want me there. It's like, sorry, but I don't want you to come around here anymore. Real simple, you know. Life is not hard. Life is not confusing. And that's the way I live. For the first 60, 62 years, I just had a wide open door that said welcome. And a lot of people showed up, and I tried everything to help and do things for them. And they abused it all. And that door is slowly closing. You know, it's like this. And as days go on, one day it's going to close. When that happens, all these people I didn't do right, or whatever it is, they didn't honor the knowledge, or because there's people I took to Sundances and they use it. When they were going to the Sundance, they were going there and doing things for the wrong reason. And I'm like, that's their choice. Like I say, I try to do things to help people, to help them understand if you do things in the right way, there's nothing but good blessings. And people altered and changed things and shifted things, but they don't want to be responsible. And I gave out lots of knowledge, really, really lots of knowledge over the years. And there's a lot of people that are using the knowledge and other things in a way that's not good. And when it comes to time, I'm going to ask the universe to close and shut that door. And I won't open it up anymore. I'm going to be very careful who I let in my life, what I do, where I go. Because I know what negative is. I know what sorcery is. I know what black magic is. And I know a lot of people who are nice, that are not nice, that practice and do these things. And like I say, they don't care about anybody else. They're in their truth. So I'm going to share this book. I'm going to start reading it tomorrow. Really lots of knowledge in this book. And some people will listen and respect whatever I'm sharing in this book. Some people will listen and they will take and use that knowledge wrong. And it's like not up to me. Because when you get knowledge, you're either going to do right or wrong. And you can gain this knowledge anywhere. And this man that wrote this book, he experienced all these things. It's his story, not mine. And when I came across his book in the 90s, when he first put it out, I can't remember where I went, and this book just pulled me right to it. And I was standing there looking at it, because I went to a lot of bookstores. I was always searching for books. And I picked this book up and brought it home, and I read it. And it had so many amazing things in it. And it impacted me really, really powerfully. And I really respected the person that wrote this book. And I really honored the things he shared and said. And so tomorrow I will read this book. Maybe it will take me a day or 2, 3 days. I don't know. It's not very long, and I think I'll read it very fast. So tomorrow I will start at 9. I'll go through it. And just like the 7 Flames, this book, I read it. And there's prayers, there's lots and lots of things in this. And I felt it was important that I share that with people. Once I do that, I don't have any say how you use this thing up here and what you do with it. When I was in Edmonton and I was going to AVC, Adult Vocational School, wanting to get a grade 12 so I could go college and university to be a counselor or a psychologist or something. And students don't get very much. Like, they make sure you live in poverty. They make sure that you have a really, really difficult time. And with the little I was getting, there was this person that was going to the healing circles that I knew. And I was renting his couch off him because I needed a place to sleep. And I didn't have all that much. And from his place, I could walk to school and walk home. So I didn't need to get a bus ticket. And I could get a little bit of food to last me, from here to there. And what little tiny bit of pocket money and whatever for cigarettes. So I was living with this person. And at the time, I was very open with spirituality, with everybody, with everything. I was studying all kinds of different things, and I was going many places, doing many things. And after school, there was a group of us who were really into spirituality, into I Ching, astrology, numerology, you name it. Whatever there was out there, we were trying to figure it out. So we get together at this strip area where you go in the mall and where you can have coffee and things, the food court. And it was a really, really big table that maybe 15 people can sit around. And we would all, after school, all go there. And we would just talk about all kinds of different spiritual experiences. So one day we were sitting there and I was with a couple of classmates and we were waiting for some other friends to show up. And we were going to debate some stuff around spirituality and other kinds of stuff. And there was a friend from school sitting there. And he started talking about candles. And he was asking me, you know about candles? I'm like, oh yeah, I know about candles. And just then my roommate, the guy that I was renting the couch off, came over and he asked if he could sit down with us. And I'm like, yeah. And I looked at him, I says, what he's going to talk about here, don't do. Because I knew he was into playing with things, doing bad things. So he's sitting there, he's like, no, I won't do anything. I'm like, I'm warning you, don't do anything. But, like I say, people, it's like put a trap there with some cheese or some candy, and it's like a little kid, and they see the candy and they go over, and you tell them not to, and the trap snaps on their hands. Well, he's like a little kid. So we're sitting there, and this person is talking about using a flame, using your mind, stretch the flame this way, shrink it down, acid yes, acid no, and just really, really sit there and do things. And he's sitting there and the energy shifts, and I look at him, I'm like, oh shit, you're gonna do something. And I warned him again, I'm like, whatever, don't do anything. My friend looked at me, I looked at him, and then all these other people showed up. So my roommate jumps up and takes off. And the first thing he does is he goes and buys a candle and he runs home to do all of this stuff. And I'm getting bad vibes, like really, really bad vibes. And I'm like, man, this is not good. So after us sitting there debating stuff about spirituality and that, we all had to head off home, do our homework and things. So I walked home. I got home and I'm like, my roommate should be there because he said he was going to leave and he's going to stay home. So I get in, I put my books down in the living room and I start making a pot of coffee, which I always do. When I'm going to study, I just drink coffee. And then I start hearing this, whoa, whoa, and I'm like, what the hell? And it's just this weird sound, right? So the coffee is going, grab my bag to head into the living room, and I just peeked into his bedroom, and he's laying there, and his eyes are rolled back, and he's foaming at the mouth, and he's going, oh, and his eyes are, and I'm like, whoa, did he have a seizure? Like, what went on? Like, what happened? And I'm sort of like, and the energy's really coming off really weird, right? And I walk into the living room, and on the coffee table where I usually sit to do my homework is a piece of plywood, and there's a white candle about that long, and it was burned. And in the center of it was this black energy. And it was just giving this real nasty, nasty energy was just coming off it. And I'm like, whoa, whatever this guy did is not good. And I warned him, I'm like, don't do anything stupid. So I'm like, I don't like this. I'm not going to touch the candles. I picked up the plywood and I went over towards where the door was and I placed it there. Because I'm like, when he gets up, I'm going to ask him to get this thing out. I don't want this thing anywhere around me. And I put my math books down, my English books, and I stacked everything. Because Geminis, we like organizing, we like going through things, and then I could take a break once I'm finished all my homework, maybe watch a bit of a movie or listen to music. Because at the time, too, I'd listen to a lot of native chanting, and I'd burn smudge to calm me, to help me to go to sleep. So I could be relaxed in the morning when I go to school, and everything like that. I could, release any kind of energy and stuff from my energy fields. And then I asked prayers to be protected while I was sleeping. So I'm sitting there and I'm doing my homework, and I decided to put the TV on, and I was letting it play in the background. And I had this bit of chanting going on because I like every now and then listening to the chanting, and every now and then I just sort of take a peek at the TV, just, something there, because I didn't want to hear him moaning and groaning in the next room. And I'm really focusing on my math and whatever I'm doing. And I'd buy a big tin of tobacco. You can get it really, really cheap that time. And I'd roll my smokes. So I'm sitting there, my coffee and that, and all of a sudden I hear this motion. I'm like, oh, he's getting up. Good. Then he comes and he looks at the living room, and he's looking, and I'm sitting there smoking with my coffee, waiting for him to say, when you got home. And he looks and looks like he can't see anything, goes into the kitchen, looks around, comes back, doesn't see me yet, and I'm saying hello. And it's like he's in some other reality, goes into his bedroom and lays on his bed for a while. And I'm like, this is messed up. Like, whatever went on, whatever he did is messed up. And I'm sitting there drinking coffee, and I'm like trying to figure this out. And then he comes out of the bedroom and he comes into the living room. He says, when did you get home? I says, I've been here for a long time. He says, no, you haven't. I says, when I come home, I make a full pot of coffee. And I drink the coffee. And if you go in the kitchen, you can see about a half a pot I've already drank. I always make a full pot of coffee. I've been here for way over an hour, and I finished this homework and I'm going into this one. And I stack everything over here and I do my homework. When it's done, I move it here and then I put the next. So I've been working on this because it's done now. I'm partway through this and then I can finish the other. And he's like, no. I just came out of the bedroom. You weren't here. I'm like, I'm sitting here. Look at the whole room is smoky. I'm smoking. It couldn't just get smoky in 2 seconds. And he looked at me really hard and got angry, and he went back in his bedroom. I thought, okay, I don't like this candle because this energy is freaking crazy. So I says, can you come here? I says, when we were sitting at that table, I told you don't do anything silly. I says, look at this candle here. There's something black inside it. And I says, I don't want to even touch it. Like, whatever this is really bad. And you need to get it out here. You need to do something with it. And he never ever told me what he did. And that's where there are people who sometimes are their own worst enemies. And this is where, like I say, I've had lots and lots of experiences with crazy stuff. Like I told you, when I lived in that that place and it was down on Skid Row, the people that lived below us would always have bad energy come up. And one day my roommate said, yeah, right down below you they have a devil's altar. And I'm like, what? And I don't know why the universe would do these things, but I mean, I survived everything and here I am today, but there's all kinds of stuff that goes on in life. I just happen to be brought into things and I'm like, okay, I've learned this, now I can move on. Hey, being back to being and doing good. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm just yakking away trying to get a story across about how people hear things or get knowledge and do something that sometimes is not really a good thing. And tomorrow at 10 o'clock, I'll be reading, it's 10 o'clock Alberta time. I'll be reading this book. And I came across it in the 90s. Cindy shared a story at the beginning about me and her driving around in Alberta when we just got together. And we pulled up in this little town and I was telling her this guy lives around here and stuff like that. And I ended up telling her just to pull up at this one place. And walked in, I asked the guy and he's like, yeah, he died like 2 months ago. And I says, I always really wanted to meet him. I read his book and like it really, really gave me a lot of understandings of things. And I understood his challenges and I understood a lot of things. So I will share that book tomorrow, starting tomorrow. No, you're welcome. Like I say, the universe is always there. It's like you're either going to get afraid or you aren't. If you're going to be afraid, then you're always going to attract something that will keep you afraid. Doesn't matter what your culture, what your belief or anything is. If you believe in fear, then you're going to attract it. That's the law of the universe. And you have to change what this is all about so that doesn't go on. And a lot of people, all they do is they hyper focus on fearful things. And then they bring that into their lives. It's like if you want to believe in protections, start protecting yourself, see what happens. See what kind of things start showing up. Ask yourself why you're afraid. Because you're a chemistry factory. And whatever it is, when you tell your brain something, it's going to create chemical responses in your body that's going to trigger some sort of an illusion that you need to run, you need to be afraid, or a memory comes up that you don't want to look at. And once you do that, this chemical that's in your body that's called fear goes all the way through you and you're just afraid, but it's a chemical. They say if you're in fear in that, one thing is tell yourself, look for something red. And look and look and look until you find something red. And then ask yourself to look for a different color and keep looking till you find that. Do that for a while and watch how fast this fear goes away. And that's where I learned stuff like that because I had so much garbage up in here and I didn't know how to clean it up. And the only way I can deal with it was drink and do drugs and stuff like that. I couldn't do it anymore. I'm like, that's not the way to live. But there's got to be a way to clean all of this fear, all of this crap up in this thing. And that's where I came across a book and it started explaining fear and things. And, if you go into this, how to deal with it, and it said, imagine you got a big club and get really angry, go inside and find the fear. Like, go through every cell, go through your organs, go through your bones, go through your chakras, whatever it is, take this club because, man, you're going to beat this thing up and really get angry. Even go into your small toenail in your foot. Search everywhere in yourself. Find it, what you're afraid of. And when you find it, beat it with the club. Because after doing that, you're going to come out and you're going to realize there's no fear there. And each time it comes up, go, I'm going to grab that club, close my eyes, and I'm going to run through my body looking for it, and I'm going to beat it up so bad. That's cool, Shauna. And like I say, there's lots of things when you start learning how to use your mind, and it's your mind. And that's where I always say it's a holographic machine. It's like I want to sell you a car, and you come to me and you believe I'm going to give you a really, really good car, but I'm an asshole. I'm going to sell you the shittiest rust bucket on the lot. I'm going to make you believe it's right out of the factory, and it's just going to make you so happy and everything like that. And you end up agreeing and going away with it. Now you got all these problems. And that broken rust bucket is the people that hurt you. They filled your mind with rust and flat tires and broken windshields and all kinds of bad things. Everywhere you go in that rust bucket car, they put that there. But you see people, they buy these rusty old vehicles, they rip them all down, they soak them in all kinds of things, and they clean them up, and they rebuild them till they're like brand new. Just because people did things to you as a child doesn't mean you have to drive around in a rust bucket anymore. You can actually take it apart and turn it into a very beautiful car that somebody might show up and want to pay you $100,000 for. And you go, whoa, isn't that magic? I took a piece of garbage. Now somebody wants to hand me $100,000. You can give that rust bucket back to the person that did that harm. It's your job to clean it up, or your job to keep riding in it. Yeah, fear has a way of, because fear shuts everything down, the mind doesn't function. And this world understands that, and this world holds people in that. They know how to fix everybody. There should be everybody on this planet should be living happily with anything and everything there is that belongs to them. But this world doesn't want to see people living in that, enjoying that, understanding that. And that's where I'm always searching knowledge. I'm always studying. I'm always reading and learning. I'm always looking at astrology. I'm always looking at, somebody tells me their birth date, I start doing numerology in my head that tells me all kinds of things about them. Like I say, I filled this with a lot of different things, and I used it to help myself to grow. I got tired of riding around and beating up over rust buckets, scared I'm gonna, break down and everything in life. I'm like that preacher that ran the residential school that put the rust bucket in my mind. I realized I don't need to drive around in that. I changed that. The people in my life and my family that hurt and destroyed me, I took those rusty old cars and rust buckets and I transformed them. I don't live in what people did to harm me. I don't run away from it. I sit in it, and I take it from something that's nobody wants, and I transform it into something better. I choose to do that. Nobody else has to. And that's where using knowledge in the right way. It's like people like to say things, but when you're a child and you've been hurt, you tell a person, "Oh, just go to love." Child doesn't understand what you're talking about. Oh, just do this. Oh, just do that. When I was 25, a lot of things people say, if you told me, I didn't understand it because I was so lost and stuck in my misery. And I was so trapped in my hatred and anger. No matter what anybody said to me, it never made any sense. And this is where people read like the Four Agreements, or they read all these spiritual things, and then they tell somebody. And like I say, you can't see the scars. You can't see what's in another human being. And you need to make them feel safe. You see, I met elders, and these elders started making me feel safe. As they're making me feel safe, they would try to find a way to give me something. And I understood what they were trying to do, because in the natives, that's the way these things work, is use ways to help one another. And I grew up around elders. So they would talk to me. One of the things the elders would do is ask me, well, what is your problem? And I'd start telling them the things where my problems, challenges, and difficulties were. And they would listen. And they'd be very, very patient. And then they would sit there and they would talk and different things. And they would try to find ways to help me to look at it. And then they'd ask me, well, how would you fix it? And it's amazing how many things inside us we know can fix it. But until somebody asks that, you never think, what is the solution? And I really enjoyed working with these two elders. I enjoyed being their Muscapios. I liked watching in the healing circles how they would sit with people and people would open up to them, whatever it was, their fears, whatever their problems were. And by the end of it, the person would give the answers and solutions on how to deal with these things. And I started realizing and recognizing a lot of things. And as I worked in these healing circles with these elders, some of these people had the same kind of issues and problems like I did. And they would open up and they would share their story in front of people. Sometimes there's 30, 40 of us in a room, and everybody is sharing. Nobody is hiding. Everybody is there to deal with themselves. So they would talk to the elders. And it would be an open discussion, and everybody be quiet. And sometimes people were sharing their stories and that, and I'm like, they're talking about me. How come? Because everything they're saying is what I experience. And I'm sitting there and my mind wants to get angry. And I think somehow this person is making fun of me or something, because that's a dysfunctional mind. It's not a mind that has knowledge yet. and the elders would help them. And sometimes I'd leave that healing circle. And it brought up all my stuff, and the elders know that because usually they give me a ride home. Sometimes we go to their place first and we'd light smudge and we pray for everybody because some people would bring flags, different kinds of offerings for spirits to help, whatever was going on. And sometimes after the ceremony, I'd be given the smudge and I had to go out in nature somewhere and I had to pray and give all of that to the earth so the earth and the creator can help everybody. But when these things came up and the elders would come on over, have a cup of tea, we'd smudge, we'd pray, and they would talk to me. And they patiently waited for me to feel safe enough to bring things up. And the more I did this, the more I realized everybody has hurts. Everybody's got scars. Even the most smiley, happiest person has some kind of hurt or scar. And these elders always told about their lives. They'd share stories about all kinds of things. And the longer I was in these things, the more it changed. And the more it made me realize how much I had to figure out and put up here to heal and change things. And I went to sweat lodges. I went to lots of things to heal all of the stuff with residential school, childhood, and everything. And I didn't want it controlling my life anymore. I didn't want somebody walking down the street and I saw them and I wanted to run. I didn't want to go around relatives and family and friends and have all kinds of bad things come up in my mind. I wanted to stop living that way. So I spent years and years and years reading and studying and searching and practicing and doing things to fill this thing up. And then I take little bits and pieces and share it. And a lot of it is my experience. And like I say, if it wasn't for elders, if it wasn't for my granddad, it wasn't for other people, I may have not gotten to this point. They had a lot of patience, a lot of compassion. And that's where I know who and where, my anger kept me trapped. I know just this chemistry factory. I didn't realize when I went into my memories, I was just stuck there. Sometimes a day, a month, a year could go by. And I didn't know how to master my mind. And this is yours, nobody else's. You live inside here. You believe you live out here, you believe everything out here. But truly you're in here or you're in your heart, one of the two. All of the light energy and that's going through your eyes down in, and it's somewhere in here. It's being recognized. And you're feeling your body, you're feeling this existence. But you're somewhere in here. And I was saying this morning while we were doing the TikTok live is, do you feel beautiful? Every man and woman. Can you really, really look in the mirror and say you're beautiful and see yourself that way? With all your scars. With everything that has gone on. And it's not another person petting you like you're a cat or a dog. I don't need nobody to tell me I'm beautiful. But people crave that. People crave somebody touching them. People crave all kinds of things. Because there's something missing inside they're not giving that to themselves. And people get lost searching. Like I said, yeah, in spirituality, I went down those roads. I went down those paths. Wanting somebody to tell me, oh, you poor thing. And I realized, that's crap. I ain't poor. I need to stop and change this. I need to own this. I need to do something and turn it around. That's true. No two flowers. God never made two flowers to ever look alike. Every soul, every body is an individual. Even twins born, they're not the same. Triplets are not the same. Quadruplets are not the same. They all came out within the same time of birthing, but every one of them are different. It's so amazing when you start looking at all these things, how big everything really is. But we only see from a small perspective. And I had to really get mad at myself and kick my own ass. I'm going, when are you going to wake up and change this? And I did. I did a lot of work, lots and lots. I didn't have counselors. I didn't have psychologists giving me pills or telling me how to do anything. I went up one side of a ladder, down the other side of the ladder. Sometimes it was a really easy way to get up. Sometimes it was like carrying a house or a mountain or everything, trying to get to the top and then falling off on the other side. But I would get up and keep going. And whatever mountain ladder that was in front of me, once I started climbing, I wouldn't stop. And sometimes I got to the top and didn't realize and fell off, landed on the ground. And it took me a long time to not allow the scars anymore to make me believe I was undeserving, I was ugly, that I deserved to be punished, I deserved to suffer and live a terrible life. Nobody came to this planet to do that. But the scars inside your mind make you believe that. And I love this old medicine man said. He says, you'll never run away from your problems. And he says, when you lie, the only one you're going to lie to is yourself. And he says, wherever you go in this world, first thing you're going to do when you get up is you're going to go in the bathroom and you're going to look in the mirror and you're there. You can't run away from yourself. And that stayed in my mind for a long time. And I really thank the old man for telling me that when he did. Nobody can make you stop what's going on up here. Only you. You want to marry somebody and have them a mind reader, always in your mind, trying to help you to stop and change what's going on in your mind? No. Whatever you're doing with your mind, you gotta, like I say, it's like driving with a rusty old car that's ready to explode and fall apart and go off the road and crash. You can stop it, you can shut it off, you can get out of it and walk away. Or you can keep driving it until you go over the cliff or whatever it is. It's your ride, it's your journey. People don't want to hear the truth. When they hear the truth right away, they put plugs in their ears. La 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 la. No, I'm just going to go in my little fantasy world and I'm just going to bliss out and I'm going to do all kinds of magical things. I got to do my little puzzle to make them happier. or they're going to disconnect us. And like I say, we get frustrated. And frustration is a weakness because when people or the negative side knows this, it just keeps poking. And you poke long enough, you pop somebody's energy and you bring them down. And there's really lots of people in the New Age spirituality that want to find somebody that can frustrate and bring them down and drain their energy and keep them stuck there. And they say they're healers. I say they're all kinds of things. I remember when I was well into my 30s, going into my 40s. There was quite a few people I was connected to, and they were supposed to be healers and had all the modalities, and they were certified in every kind of thing. And they were telling me that I hadn't healed. Or telling me I still hadn't healed all this stuff. And I'm like, I've been at this years and years and years of my life. And who are these people that tell me if I've healed or not? They don't know what's in here. They don't know what's in here. But they're judging me and saying somewhere I'm still broken. They say they're like a mechanic. Oh, the carburetor's not working. Oh, the timing is off. Yeah, if your timing is not working good on your car, it can't really run. It might explode and blow up. Oh, geez, where's that timing in my head? Can you go in there and tell me how it's broken so I can fix it? They had no idea who I was. And sometimes I would share stories around the residential school or some of the other things I'd gone through. And they're like, oh, yeah, you need to heal. You need to go back. And they start trying to. And I'm like, maybe I have healed it. Just because I'm sharing this story or just because I'm talking about that, I don't think I'm broken in here. Maybe you're the one that's broken. I don't think I want to listen to you anymore. I don't think I want to believe what you're telling me. And there's a lot of people out there running around and they've healed things, but they still believe they're broken. And they're trying, they're spending money, they're doing all kinds of things. And somebody's saying, oh, you need to go here. Oh, you need to go. Oh, there's something else. And like jackrabbits, you're running and you're just jumping in and out of bushes and everything. You're just running, thinking you're broken. Maybe you have healed. And this is where, can you sit with your memories? See, I don't drink and do drugs anymore. So I must have healed. Because I don't need that. I don't need to be numb. I don't need to deny who I am. I don't need to pretend that the residential school was something really good or whatever. It's my right to live my life and be peaceful about my life. I can go inside here. I can look at anything that has gone on in my life. And I'm not crying. I don't need somebody to go, oh, you poor thing, you. I never need that. I worked really, really hard to figure out things. And I met a lot of amazing, beautiful people along this path. But I also met so many crazy people. You know? But in the end, it all balanced up. Because you only need a handful of good people where there is 10,000 really nasty, insane people. And those few good people balance out all the insanity this 10,000 people can project on you. And I carry lots of good memories of all kinds of cool people. And you only need a few. You don't need the whole world. Hey, Beatrice. Hope you're enjoying it up in Whitehorse. The sun's coming up. It's getting warmer. Pretty soon everything will be melting. The birds, everybody will be eating geese and ducks soon and all kinds of stuff. Caribou should come roaming through. Everybody will have fresh caribou meat. Yeah, so like I say, our stories are important. Do we bury it? Do we pretend whatever it is? That's very cool. She flies with her own wings. Very cool, Beatrice. Becoming a cowboy. I did some horseback riding years ago when I lived up in Hinton. Yeah, with this pink moon, like you still have 4 days of sitting with yourself. What do you want to finish up? What do you want Cryon or Chiron and all these other things to help you with? And sit inside. This is your body. This is your temple. What do you want to clean up and take and put in the trash? What old cars are all parked in there? Why are you keeping them? Can you clean them up and turn them into something else? Or can you take them and push them over the cliff and walk away? I don't like riding around in old rusty cars. I don't like people telling me that I'm broken or something, because they don't see what's in my mind and they don't know what that is as a truth or not. Hey, Beatrice, if you're still there, I think you left. Shauna One Love is saying hi. So, I mean, we're only ones that can change and stop or do anything is us, because we live in here. We think crazy thoughts. We do all kinds of things. It's like even meditating. People don't want to shut their minds up. Do you know you can tell your brain to shut up? Literally can tell your mind to shut up. If you do it long enough, at some point your brain is going to quiet. Meditation is amazing when you really understand and figure it out. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it's practiced by every culture. Every race knew how to meditate. You don't have to go to a Buddhist temple to learn how to meditate. You don't have to go to all kinds of other things. Once you really, really understand it, it's a simple thing to do. It's like when I tell people that if you know your astrology, it'll tell you certain things, and you got to know your 3 signs. You have to know your sun. You have to know your ascendant. You have to know your moon. Your moon is your emotions. Your moon is how you create and how you do things in life. And when you really, really understand these 3 parts of yourself, you created it when you were born. And you start understanding, and then you make it all work for you. That's why I say this is a holographic machine. Are you the master? Are you the one who's in control of it? Because when you're in control of it, it does the right things. If you're not in control of it, then it just keeps running and running and running and running. And a thing I found is people are afraid for their minds to go quiet. They never want to stop thinking. They never want to stop getting this machine to just run It's like having a car outside and putting gas in it, and you turn on the key and it's up on jacks, and you put a big brick on the gas pedal and it's just running full out, and you just keep dumping gas into it. When you can shut it off, take that brick out, and not let it run. There's no reason to. It's not going anywhere. Eventually it's going to burn that motor out in the car. Something is going to happen to it at some point. But people really, really are afraid to have a quiet mind. Hey, Mila. Hey, you joined us. Wow, cool. Hey, Cindy.
Yeah.
Mila is on TikTok. Things going good, Mila, since we saw you at the fair in Chilliwack? Hope good things are going on for you, your mom and sister. It was so nice to see the three of you when we were there. So yeah, this Libra moon, it's called a pink moon. I think it's something, because the moon everybody has. And whatever it is in whatever horoscope. And if you really understand that and you read up on it, still learning lots, eh? Very cool. Glad for that. It's like, whatever your moon is, that's your emotions, your feelings, that's the way you dream, that's the way you create. And what is your sign? What is the strength or the weakness of your sign? Hey, Mandy. And when you understand what is the weakness or the strength of your sign, you want to understand those weaknesses of the astrology so you can change them. Because some of them, like I say, are not good. It's like Geminis have to learn. If they don't, they become very negative. They become very superstitious. They have to have the knowledge. If they don't have the knowledge, they don't trust people. They don't trust anything. Sagittarius is the same way. They want higher learning. And if it's your moon, like I say, it's your emotions, your dreams, the way you create and you do things. And it's a very, very powerful thing, and you need to understand it. This is where I tell people, read up on your three signs. Understand yourself. The astrology is like psychology. It's like counseling. You want answers, you can find it in astrology. When you're in astrology, Aries is here. This is where Aries is. Taurus is the next sign. Gemini is the next sign. Cancer is the next sign. Leo is the next sign. And it goes all the way down your body to the bottom of to your feet. People don't know that. And your organs and all of them, they all have things. There's medical astrology. In medical astrology, you learn about the moon. And you know when's the right time to use herbs and all kinds of things for yourself. And this is where I'm very, very intrigued with astrology, because it's a very ancient science. It goes way back in time. And there's so many different kinds of astrology. That's cool. Ghost in a Shell. You read Vedic astrology. Very, very cool. And Vedic astrology is really, really big on herbs and on the moon. Like Vedic astrology, the moon is a very powerful part of that. And if you're studying astrology, you got to really understand your moon. And when you're born, I'm just going to draw really, really quickly here. So when you're born, you have a birth chart. So I just drew a circle there. Don't mind all the little dots and stuff. And so sun, ascendant, moon. So your sun comes on when you're born, and then your ascendant, then your moon. Your sun when you're born, and that goes for 8 hours. Then your ascendant triggers, and that goes on. And then your moon triggers, that takes you back here. And that is your 24-hour clock. But there's a lot of other things going on in your astrology. And like I say, it tells a story. Every day there's planets, asteroids, all kinds of things moving. That's making you feel and shift and change. It's like a lot of people when you're born, you don't realize Saturn is going to go around. And when you're around 30, you're going to go through the Saturn return. And you usually see people really change around 30. You see people there 26, 27, and all of a sudden they're not driven to party. All of a sudden they're not drawn in. All of a sudden they start looking at their friends and people. They're like, I don't like this anymore. And then they get to 30 and all of a sudden it's like, what happened to them? And that Saturn return changes something. And when that happens, like I say, that person shifts. At 45, there's a thing in astrology. When you get to 45, you go through these radical changes. And you'll see some people when they're 45, they'll sell everything and they'll just move to a foreign country. Your friends and family's like, oh, they went nuts. They just took off and don't know what's wrong with them, but they just sold everything and they're gone. Because around 45, there's something in astrology. When you're 60, there's another one. You see people when they get to 60, around 60, they go through their second astrology or Saturn return, and you see them really change. All kinds of things change, and they become something different. And like I say, if you understand, and it's like in India and that, they call them Jyotis. Like if you're in India, you'll go and find a Jyoti, and he will look at your astrology and give you answers. In the Vedic, there's so much, like Vedic is really, really amazing. If you really, really understand it, like I say, it's got so much in it. And in the Western one, there's lots. Like me and Cindy have been at this since we got together. And we've gone to a Like right in the beginning, we went to a whole bunch of different workshops. She even won a free course, and we went to it in Calgary. And like I say, we've learned really lots over the years. We've taken really lots of different, like, we got all kinds of different courses that we got lots of books. We just bought a whole bunch more books. I'm taking psychology with astrology, and it's profound what's in your chart when you know how to look at a chart and see. And there's things there that you can look at and see and know about a person. And this psychologist is teaching us in this astrologer, and then they take your chart and they go this, and they start telling you all these things. Like we just did mine on Saturday, and it was amazing how accurate everything they were saying. And then at the end, the psychologist, he looked at my business profile and that, and he was sitting there and he says, "Is that why you call yourself Just Joe?" And when I said, yeah, he just lit up because he realized that in my chart there was something there. Him and the astrologer knew that was in there, and he was just grinning because everything made sense. Because when he read my business profile and looked at things in that, he was a little confused. But on Saturday, when we were doing the course, and he's in Brazil, and my astrology teacher that's part of this course with the astrologer, he's over in Europe. Neither of them know anything about me. But when they put my chart there and they start doing this stuff, man, it's like they lived with me. It was like they were with me in my childhood. It's so amazing the things that they bring out. It's just mind-blowing. And then these other students are there when their charts, and they're realizing and learning all kinds of things about themselves. And Cindy is learning along with this. We just finished taking a course on Neptune and how Neptune's going to impact us over the next 13 years. And it's like I say, it's really, really amazing when you have knowledge. You fill this with all kinds of knowledge. And I spend my life doing that. And I'll go on for the rest of my life searching, looking, reading, studying. Very cool, Daniel Redblood. I'm glad you're, like I say, use astrology to your benefit. And yesterday and today, people can feel the full moon, the pink moon. And I was talking about right in the beginning, Chiron is there, and it's trying to bring up all our childhood wounds. And with this moon, you got 4 days after the full moon to, work with the energy to heal. Because also there's other planets and other kinds of things trying to help people heal. So if you're using that energy in that way, it's going to bring lots and lots of changes. And even in the native spirituality, all natives understood the stars, and all kinds of natives had their kind of an astrology. And they knew the cycles and the things and stuff like that. It's amazing. There's so many things lost. And for us to find those lost things, we find it in other cultures. And that's why everybody now is searching so many different cultures, trying to find the truth that they're missing, the pieces that they can't find. And the more you fill this thing up, the more you can be the master of it, the more you can find peace and joy and live your life and not being affected by the world or anything around. And for me, it's important. Yeah, we're all from the stars. All natives know that. All natives know we're just here in this human body. And one day we'll go back to our world in the stars. Very cool, Mila. You're listening to your magic inside yourself and you're letting it guide you. Keep doing that. Allow your intuition to help you find what it is that's there on your journey. And tomorrow morning at 10 Alberta time, I'll be reading this book. It'll be, 9 o'clock BC, Cindy?
What's that?
Tomorrow when I start reading, it's 9 o'clock BC, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 9 o'clock in the morning BC time, 10 o'clock Alberta time, I'll be reading this book tomorrow. And like I say, there's lots and lots of really amazing information in there. So my TikTok time is just about up. I really hope what I shared tonight has been helpful for you all. Okay, Daniel Redblood, 10 o'clock over here. You're in Alberta, right? You're welcome. I say I try to make sense of things. And all I can do is talk from here, where I've been, what I've done, what I've discovered, what I've learned. And recognizing where you're at and where you want to go and how you feel about everything. And start learning to look in the mirror and love yourself. Love your scars. Love everything. Don't destroy it. Don't erase it. Don't run away from it. Oh, that's cool. You're in Banff. That's beautiful. Yeah, me and Cindy, like we're up around Radium Hot Springs, so we drive over the mountains and we'll go up to Banff and we go up to that lake up there. You know, one time we went in the hotel and had some breakfast there, and they had a really fancy breakfast. We went there, meet our friends from Alberta. They were going to be there, so we drove over to meet them. Minnewaca too, Daniel Redblood. So I'm going to say my prayer. And then I'm going to take the evening off to myself, unwind a little bit. And, then tomorrow I'll come on and I'll read. So, Shauna One Love, you've been here since just about the beginning. What I shared, was that helpful for you? Yes, that's really cool, Annie Myers. It's like having a bad scar, right? I mean, I got scars. I got all kinds of scars. But, like I say, even my nose, you see how far it's bent over? Like my head's really turned and it's leaned this way. But I don't think about it. And like I say, sometimes shame and other things really rob us of things. And it's like you can allow it to, or you can move through life and find what is beautiful and good. You deserve everything good. Everybody does. When the Creator blessed you to be a baby and come into the world, everybody deserves good things. And whatever belongs to you is somewhere on your path. And there's always good people and things there. You're welcome, ancient wisdom truth. Oh, really, really cool. Daniel Redblood is saying, Cindy, he said you helped heal a friend of mine from Creston Valley, BC. Wow, that's cool.
Matt.
Huh?
Matt.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I think I know who you're talking about. So I'm going to say my prayer for the evening, and then, like I say, I wish you all good things, good sleep, good blessings, good journeys into the future. The whole idea is your front chakras are whatever you're going to create since you were a little child till your very last breath. Problem ones are the back chakras. It's like when you try to look behind to see what's going on there. And when those chakras open up, they bring in all these stuff from the past and they spin and they do stuff. And they get control of you and you get lost in it. And you got to open up the front ones. You got to trust. Whatever it is, you need to see it. If you're going to create, if you're going to have things, you got to see it there. And you got to go that way, not that way. Like I don't want to go this way, trying to find the residential school when I was a little child. Doesn't exist. Somewhere in here, there's memories and things stored. But what I want to create and find is somewhere out there, and I need to put my mind and life in that direction. And I need to open these chakras and trust, create, and manifest all of that. So, Cindy, somebody is saying they love your energy too. Okay, so I'm going to do the prayer and then I'm going to shut off. So I always call in the Creator, the central sun, the universal light. Whatever you believe and think God is, that makes you feel safe. And there's only one place all the energy comes. And all worlds, galaxies, and stars come from that. And in natives, we recognize and understand and know that. Whenever we do ceremonies, first thing we always ask the Creator to come. So, central sun, God, great mystery, whatever it is that you believe and think, and then we call that energy through the sun. Because the sun is shining, it's sending its energy to support all of us, and the Creator is sending that blessings through the sun to all the other planets, everything. There's all kinds of life and beings everywhere in this universe. And the sun is sending out all this energy. So I always say, ask that these beings, these other planets and everything receive all the energy they need. That also the sun receives its blessing. And all the beings and energy that work with the sun, they all receive the things because there's guardians and things that watch over this whole universe. And they know what goes on. And once we send that blessing out everywhere, we ask that blessing come to the Earth Mother, because she's our mother. She gave us bodies. She's our home. She's our everything. And we ask that she receive her blessings, because she's going through changes. She's going to rebirth. She's going to do lots of things. And she supports all the life here, inside her and outside her. There's so much and she needs that. So we ask the Creator to bless her. Give her all that she needs. And then we ask her children, the four-legged, the two-legged, the winged ones, the furry ones, four-legged, two-legged, winged one, furry one, feathered one, standing people, rock people, sky people, water people. Get their blessings. And then we ask the energy to go inside the earth to all kinds of different beings, anything, doesn't matter. They need their energy too. They need their blessings. So we ask that. Because even the roots, the seeds are in the ground. They're waiting for the sun and the rain. In the Arctic where I'm from, everything is frozen yet. Everything is asleep, waiting for the heat to get strong enough, for the rains to come, so the flowers can burst through the soil. They need God's blessings. Because once they're there, the animals will birth new ones. Everything, the cycle of life, all carries on. And then you call that energy down into your home, into your car, into your business, wherever you are. Invite that energy in. Ask it to come down through your auric field, down through your etheric, your auric, down to your head. Ask that light to come in, then let that energy run through you into the earth. Let it go through every cell, everything, your chakras, everything. And ask it to help you to heal your mind, to bring you peace, to give you answers. And ask that Creator, look at everything that's going on in your life. What answers do you need? What kind of people you need? Who's your teachers? What do you need to know and do in life? Where do you need to be? How are you going to support yourself? You know, there's all kinds of difficulties and things. The Creator has the answers. And allow it to heal your mind. Because our minds need healing too. And then ask that energy to come down into your third eye to heal it. So you can see clear. You can have clear visions about life, about future, about the earth, about creation. Maybe there's ancestors, maybe there's projections, maybe there's anger, maybe there's all kinds of things and you can't see clearly. Because the Earth Mother will help you to see how to walk into the future. She's very, very amazing when you give her permission. And the Creator and the Earth Mother can clean up your third eye for you. And you trust. You allow. You let them clean it all up. Then you drop down into your throat chakra. Because we speak, energy, whatever it is, comes through us. Maybe you're a tarot reader. Maybe you're a psychic. Maybe you're a preacher. Maybe you're a guru. Whatever it is, the energy comes through and comes out when we speak. And ask to heal the throat chakra. Because there's lots of people are meant to be channelers here. Lots of people are meant to hold ceremonies and do things. So you need a really, really good throat chakra to do this. Then when that's all done, ask the Creator to see through you, to hear through you, to speak through you. And allow creation to be a part of that. Drop down into your higher heart, which only knows creation. And ask that connection to Creator get stronger and stronger. That intuition, all those things. Ask to be blessed. That the knowledge, everything you need comes in. Because it comes there first. Before you ever understand it in your mind. It comes through that place and then it goes up here. It's like when you meditate, you go from your mind into your heart. From your heart, you go back to your mind. And all the old elders always said the biggest journey anyone has is from their mind to their heart and then back to their mind. That's about 3-4 feet. But we spend 50, 60 years trying to find all these crazy paths instead of just sitting quiet, going inside here. Go from your higher heart down into your heart chakra and ask for your heart to be a temple, be sacred, to receive God's messages, love, light, prayers, healing, answers, avatars, gurus, teachers, wisdom, knowledge, songs, whatever it is you're meant to carry in your heart that just sends out to the whole world. God's blessings, whatever it is when you're in a store shopping, walking, His energies is going out to everywhere. When you're driving down the road, when you're sitting at work someplace, whatever you're doing, it's coming out of you because your heart is the most sacred temple. And we're meant to be that. We were born to be that. But our hearts get damaged from all the bad things that go on in life. And we want our hearts to be healed so we can be these beautiful temples. So we can share, we can do things. And this flows out everywhere and drop down into your solar plex. Ask to heal the solar plex. To release all the cords from many, many, many lifetimes, from other galaxies and worlds and dimensions. And when you were a child, you took really lots of things from all kinds of people around you. You gave away all the good and you took all the bad. And those things don't belong to you. You need to ask the universe to help you to release that. We don't know how to let go of people. We hang on to them. We always want to save somebody. We always want to fix people. We always want to do things. And we absorb it into here. And we want the universe to come in and unwind and clean up and release all of that. And then we want to get back all the good things that belong to us. That we came into this world to have. Some of us had gifts and we were told they were bad or they were evil or they were wrong, so we tried to get rid of them. Ask the Creator to bring that back. Creator knows why He gave it to you, why you were born that way. When it comes back, use it in the right way. And drop into your sacral. That's your creative one. That's anything and everything you'll ever create while you live, breathe. And the energy and everything. And we're going out of the old 3D, we're going into 4 and 5D. It's new energy, new angels, new spirits, new guides, new auric colors, new all kinds of new things. And we have to bring that in and learn how to live in that energy. As we navigate and move forwards into the future reality, there's all kinds of angels, teachers, there's all kinds of amazing things. And you gotta let go of the old 3D. You gotta let go of Archangel Michael. You gotta let go of all kinds of things. Let the newness in. To find peace and trust the Creator. If you're meant to be in the future, they're gonna get you there. They'll give you visions. They'll show you things. They'll always guide you. They always walk you down the road. And they do everything to help you and then whatever it is. And along the way, you got to teach and help others. So ask for that. That's your birthright. If you came here to change this planet, then there's a lot of things from the future that you have to bring in and you got to carry as you walk forwards. Because you got to make people feel safe so they can do the same thing. And you have to help them to understand, to go through this transition. So ask for that. It's yours. Drop into your base chakra and ask. Whatever's got you stuck, whatever is looping, whatever you keep attracting, that you want to heal it. You want to be honest. You want to let it go. You want to move on into something. That's what this pink moon is about. That's what Chiron and all these other planets are going to try to help people to heal and change. Be honest about it. Really, really be truthful. Because the universe, Creator, Earth Mother, angel, spirit guide, they won't take anything you don't want to let go of. If you like certain dysfunctions, certain kinds of ways of being, anger, whatever, they won't take it from you. Until you decide one day you're finished and you give permission, it'll go. And then drop into the earth and ask the Earth Mother, take all the energies, anything and everything from around you that's not good, from around your family and friends, to cleanse everything. Then invite her up into your home, into your life, into whatever it is, and give her permission. Ask her to help you to find where you belong. She knows who you are. She knows what you're going to do. She knows why you're here. She knows all your lives before now. She knows your future lives. So have her come up and help you with everything. And then call in all her children, 4-leg, 2-leg, wing ones, furry ones, feather ones, standing people, rock people, sky people, water people. Call in the sun, the moon, the stars. Call in the avatar, gurus, healers, helpers. There's all kinds of spirits. And you've all had lifetimes as Mongolians, as Buddhists, as Chinese, as Japanese, as Russians, whatever. You've experienced it all. And you've got angels and teachers and guides from every culture. And you give them permission to come in and help you. Call in the spirits of the east, south, west, north. And call in the atoms, the electrons, the protons, the helium, all these energies. There's so many kinds. The water, the fire, the heat, the cold, the 4 seasons. They all got something to teach you. Sit patiently and allow them to love and do this for you. Because they're always listening, they're always waiting. And when you really are in the right place, they do magic. So thank you for all joining me tonight. And I ask the Creator to bless you all, to help you to find peace on your path. And whatever you need to manifest and create, somewhere you will find that reality. Whatever love or joy or anything good in your life you're meant to, it will come. And trust in these things. And just know that somewhere along your path there, things will happen. So, you all have a good night. Thank you again.